Citizen Sleeper continues. Where are we now? New cycle. And, yeah. I'll see what I have to do here. Everything's on a wait cycle. Wait for Fang. Everything's on a wait cycle right now. I can track it. My options are pretty, I don't think I can progress anything. This is on a wait cycle as well. So yeah. Not bad. No. Chance for 24 cryo. I gotta spend the dice somewhere. So yeah, the 2 dice could be properly in here somewhere. Play the exchange, risky, and you have the chance to gain cryo or you might lose it. Yeah, get that energy up. What else can I do here? Oh, this is where you get the benefit. See that +2 there? This will add 2 to the dice, express delivery. So I put a 4 there, that gets up to a 6. Aha! I get it. So that's because I put +2 in here. Under engage. Aha. I'll do freight operator. Says safe. And get some cryo. Had a nice end cycle. Only 3 this time. I think I understand this now as I'm fading. So my condition up here has gone down here, so therefore I don't get these 2. So the lower my condition, the lower dice I have. I've got 5 stabilizers. Okay. Anything I can do here? Still on a cycle. Still waiting. Another cycle for fame. I got one more here, I think. Yes, I have. Harvest mushrooms. Now the yield is done. And I will need another spore. Yes, I think I'm going to use that here. Get a couple of spores. Which is cool. I will need 3 in total. That's 2 out of 3. Now the problem is, if I tried for it again, less dice there is +1. If this fails, I could lose energy. I got 2 more spores. Took the risk. That's done. So what happens now is this is on cooldown again. 4 cycles fungal growth. And this is going to be ready next time. Alright. But before I end the cycle, I might want to I don't know, there's a place somewhere. Not sure where it is. There's a place somewhere where I can input the here. I can exchange for some energy. One cap. Yeah, get some energy back. Gonna go back over here. I can rest here, end the cycle. Oh, damn. I forgot something. So I get 3 dice until this bar comes down to here. And then I will only get 2 dice. So I have to make a decision about when to use the stabilizer. Ah, that's okay. Now we've got some new stuff. When you enter the service dock, Feng is already set up, crouched among stacks of equipment. He is leaning over a terminal, bathed in a blue glow. He looks totally at home. Sleeper, what do you think? Turns out not everyone in Havenage is set against me. A couple of my old systems pals managed to ship me some of my own gear. He gestures at the pile of blinking hardware. Nice kit. Feng does a mock bow. What are we looking at? Any updates? One massive smoking gun. He raises his eyebrows. Feng beckons you over. He has a set of scans of the wastes on his terminal with heat maps of activity overlaid. A chunk of the derelict rim is blotchy with red and orange marks. Does this look like a wasteland to you? Feng shakes his head. There's hundreds of Conway machines out there, all lined up in concealed hangars, and a whole underground facility to support them. Harding has got a crew out there putting them together. They must have shipped them in piece by piece through the shipyard ready for assembly out here. Why? Machines? They are planning something. No one needs hundreds of heavy-duty reclamation drones to run this kind of operation. Maybe Hardin masked this whole thing as an effort to clean up the wastes, but there's no way this is about pulling scrap off the eye. Thing looks worried, and why is Conway in the mix? I bet no one in Havenage knows the corporation is setting up on the station. They aren't stupid either. These scans are the best info I can get. The wastes is cut off from the eye's cloud of networks, and the Greenway is a total dark zone. No data can come in or out. We can't hack them. I can try. We can't from here. He turns and winks. That's why I'm going to pay them a visit. Too risky? How? You forget Havenage come in and out of their raw cycle. I should be able to get in, as long as no one I know sees me. He grimaces playfully. But I need you on the outside to help disable security systems and cut me a pathway through. There's no cloud access, but if I can get inside, I can open up nodes in their network and we can work in tandem. It's a massive facility buried deep down there. Miles of corridor and ventways wrapped around cargo bays and hangars, so it'll take more than a few cycles to work through. But as long as you can keep them off my back, I know I can rip what we need out of there. He pulls a handful of ripperworms from his pocket and hands them to you. These are the last of my little helpers I managed to salvage and make them count. I modified them slightly. This time they'll feed their data threads back into the system that they are tunneling into, creating a nasty little feedback loop. We run it just like we did with the agents. Hack the nodes. I ping to locate the ports for the security system, then slot the worms in those systems and let them go to town. He points to a fuzzy silhouette of the buried facility on the terminal. Here's the entryway. This is where you can get access and slot the first worm. That'll fry their perimeter systems and get me past the first cordon. What I need from you is to keep your eyes on the facility after you kick things off. You see me pop up a security system or server bank, you need to break in and slot a ripper to disable it as soon as you can. If I don't, Fang gives you a hard look. You miss a system, you wait too long, they are going to find me. Simple as that. He claps you on the shoulder. I need you focused on this one, so I'm going to let you fire the starting gun. I won't go until you slot that first worm. I'll leave a tracker running on the terminal here, so come back here if you want to see my progress. He affectionately pats the top of the screen. Got it? This sounds risky. Got it. Don't worry, you can run rings around their protocols. I've seen it. Thing gets up. It's all in place. You just need to make your own preparations, then slot that worm. He stretches. Just don't wait too long. I'm getting bored of all this sneaking around. Once I'm inside, I'll get the proof we need to end this whole thing, no matter what. He crouches to check the terminal. We can't take longer than 6 cycles on this thing. Remember that. He stands up. Oh, and one last thing. He lowers his voice. If I get caught or you can't reach me or we run out of time, there's one thing I need you to do. What? You take whatever I've managed to pull at that point, all that data, and you slot that stuff straight into the relay I've set up here. He points to a pile of servers and terminals hooked into the dock with cables as thick as your arm. I repurposed the dock's SOS broadcast system to beam out whatever you put in it. Anyone with a terminal, a slate, or a server on the eye will see it. That means Havenich, yet again, the hub, everyone. No matter what, Hardin isn't snaking away this time, he grins. I've got a bit more to do here, but the moment you slot that first worm, I'll make my move. He gives you a parting smile and turns back to the terminal. The nerves hit as you make your way out of the service dock. Time to prepare yourself. Prepare? Still can't do that. Still waiting on this. Another cycle to go. Let's have a look around. That's a 2. That's a 2. Low level stuff in here. So, crack Conway, it says swap the first ripper worm. But where, I do not know. I'm tracking it. But there's nothing marked here. So I'm going to move on. So maybe that one. I'm not sure. I have dice to spend. I think I'm going to go freight operator, that one. Try and get max cryo. 24 cryo. Get in here and get that energy up. Oh, +2. I'm going to go home and I'm going to use the stabilizer. get my condition all the way back up again so I get max dice and the cycle. I'll have more dice now for this next cycle. Here. Sleeper, Moritz is waiting for you on your way out. How you been? Surviving, busy. Moritz nods, that's the struggle, he glances around. He runs his hand through his hair. I've been meaning to ask you, Sleeper, what's it like? He pauses suddenly, unsure. I mean, what does it feel like? To be a sleeper? Yeah, he shrugs, if you don't mind. It's hard, it's strange, I'm getting used to it. Strange. Yeah, I know, I can't understand it, with your frame and, well, everything else. But I wanted to say I have a lot of sympathy for it, like having to find a place, having to survive, having no future. He looks down, a lot of people around here understand that. Moritz looks away and you notice him for the first time, not just as Bliss's assistant, but as someone with their own worries, their own struggles, their own life. You feel bad for not noticing earlier. Moritz looks back at you. Anyway, got a message for you. Bliss sent me down. We've scored another contract and she needs your help. That's the message. He pauses. Look, I know last time the payment didn't come through, but you did good work. Bliss knows that. It's no problem. Okay, then he pauses again. She's doing her best, I know. He nods. See you up there. Moritz turns and strides off, leaving you in the corridor. Time to help Bliss, and maybe this time, you think to yourself, it'll work out. Maybe. This is where we go for this. To sacrifice a section of critical action here. Vent a section and you have a better chance of saving the remaining crops. But you will lose some in the process. The question is how many? Critical danger. Oh man, this is a long job. The sycamore seed's internal biome is in trouble. Every action will bring it closer to collapse. To reinforce the bulkheads over here, welding in a zero-G farm is tricky. The torch, the heat, the sealant, everything can damage the crop you're trying to save. That's a safe option. Saving the crop. Otherwise the crop will be lost. So this option over here is lots of pluses on saving the crop, but also lots of pluses on fragile bio. And the option over on the right hand side is increases saving the crop, but at a much slower, only a couple of pluses there, 1 plus. So it'd take a lot longer to save the crop this way. So what if I was to do that, because that's +1 on the dice. Sacrifice section. I can only do that the once. It says it's action unavailable. So that's got a large chunk of this done already. Then I go over here, the safe option. And make more progress. Not so good dice. But hopefully still make some progress. And there's 3 segments to go on saving the crop. So I'm happy with that. And come back here, maybe I'm going to put this one in here. Because that adds 2 to the dice. Get some energy back. Go home. End the cycle. When I come back, rubbish dice I can reroll. Try and get something better. Come straight back to this. And I was thinking maybe I'll go with that. One segment to go. Done. You and Bliss are floating in the bay's airlock, waiting for it to cycle. You pick a few leaves from your clothes as you wait. They float around the chamber as if carried by a lazy wind. Clean work, stay silent. Bliss bows a little. Well, thank you, Sleeper. You didn't do so bad yourself. She checks her tool belt. Seems like we are getting into a good rhythm. The now familiar sequence of clunks and rattles sound out, and then the door hisses open. The moment it does, you know something has gone, once again, gone wrong. What's all this? Bliss asks a confused-looking Moritz. Beside him are a set of crates anchored to the bay floor. He has clearly just brought them in through the bay's freight lock. Moritz looks nervously between the two of you before answering. It's payment. He runs a hand along the crate. The Sycamore Sea crew just brought them over. He stops, but seeing the look on Bliss's face adds, they were very thankful. I bet they were. She clenches her fist. What the hell is inside? Moritz leans over and struggles with the catches on each side of the top crate. As he does, Bliss turns to you. Don't say it. Bliss stares into space. Don't you dare say it. Say what? You know. She looks back at you. This isn't my fault. Moritz finally gets the catches free and the lid floats off, drifting up into the bay. As it does, a small brown lump floats up with it. Moritz reaches out and catches it as if it passes him. Is that a mushroom? Bliss finishes. A damn mushroom. They paid us in mushrooms. Not just mushrooms. He holds out a clump of tightly packed leaves. Produce. Bliss starts laughing. Goddamn Haifa commune. Should have known they didn't have a sheet to rub between them. She knocks a small brown mushroom across the bay. Stop, Bliss. Moritz grabs her hand. These are good, fresh. We can sell them. To who, Moritz? Are we running a grocer's now? We need cryo, otherwise this whole bay will be shut down. We can't pay for parts with leafy greens. Moritz is right. I can use them. Bliss raises an eyebrow. Fine, maybe Moritz is right, but what do we do between now and market day? She rubs her forehead. What a joke this place is turning out to be. Moritz closes up the crates and starts moving them. It isn't that bad, Bliss. It's a step in the right direction. He glances at you, looking for backup. They'll sell well. Bliss sighs. Looks like I went into business with a couple of wannabe farmers. She laughs. Prove me wrong, then. Show me this is a windfall. She kicks away towards the new patched-together terminal. Until then, I'll be working on how to keep this place open. Moritz mouths a thank you and goes back to moving the crates. You better be on your way, too. So another wait here. Third time lucky. Bliss is taking another shot at landing a contract. After the run you've had, this seems like a last chance. So what have I got here? I've got 13 of those. If I need energy, I know that I can come here. I can spend 2 of those and get some energy back. And low end dice. Head over to the greenway, see what's happening over here. That's on cooldown. Another cycle to go on that. And other than that, I don't see anything here. So, where the hell is Crack Conway? Buried deep in the wastes. I know the wastes are over here. I have the option to gather scrap there. Aha, here we are. Conway access. Stop the ripper worm. The worm tunnels in and starts looping data through the node. The Conway facility open to you. Godspeed, Fang. As you slot the worm, a thread jumps out of the facility and unspools in front of you, releasing its data like ink in water. Sleeper, Fang's voice crackles through, moving in. Nodes, then ports, aware of interference, slot the worms. Timer starts now, stay safe. The thread dissipates, you're all on your own now. Oh! I need to match a 3 die. I can't use that one. 3 die needed. So I know where to go for this. Fang's progress is listed here now. Fang's main terminal shows you how far he has progressed through the facility. The deeper the better. A timer on the terminal shows how many cycles you have left to get the data you need. I'm up against time. But I can't. I can't make progress until I've done that. And I've already re-rolled the dice. I've got to crack the 3 layers of security. So I need to use up my remaining dice here. I'm going to do this. Try and get another 24 cryo. Get even more cryo this way. 3 ripper worms available. This is going to be a slightly longer episode. And I'm going to end the cycle. It's not there! Don't have a 3 dice. Yes, I do. What was it again? I'm hoping that I got it, yeah. I almost hit that reroll button. So that's unlocked that. And use another worm. And that's now revealed these. 4 die, I got one of those. Both of these need to be opened before the port will open. The second one is a 5, I got one of those too. Which is open that one, and I use another ripper worm. The second layer. Alright, this is going to take some time, so there's 3 of them here now. 3 nodes to locate the final port, and then Fame will be in, not much time left. I need a 6 dice. Why has that got a 4 in red? Oh! Okay. I've got options. Good to know. Nothing to match that. I need a max dice. Need to remember this. I need a max. Oh no, the one in red is either a 5 or 6 needed for that one. And a 3 or a 5. A 5 or a 6 or a 3, 5. Because I'm going to have to go to the next cycle. Let's do it. Five, 6. That should be it. That should be good enough. I hope. Unlock it. Down here, the final worm. It's the final layer. A thread from the facility cuts through the cloud like a hairline crack of light. That's it, the final layer of security broken. Somewhere buried in the depths of the station, Feng's in control. He is slicing into the camera control circuits and piping out the result. The thread flickers and unravels into an image, a scene, 2 figures in a room, one sat, the other pacing. The pacing figure resolves into Harden, the unmistakable superior posture, the shock of grey hair. The second figure's features don't seem to resolve, they are vague and unformed. A problem with the data, perhaps? You look closer. Then you see it, the figure is a proxy. Perhaps you should have expected it from Conway. A corporation's very existence is owed to automation. The proxy is a machine designed to be piloted by remote connection, someone elsewhere in the system puppeteering it with their own body speaking so it may speak. The proxy sits impassively, or the Conway executive that is piloting them does, from the distant safety of some ship or orbital colony perhaps. We can move forward, there is no doubt. Hardin is saying the reclamation teams are almost ready, and after that I will make the declaration nothing has to change. The proxy leans forward, its movement stilted, uneven. Yes, if its body language was reflected through water, but things must change, Hardin. We need further assurances. I've been informed of a breach of one of the closed networks in the low end, and you have been careless. Hardin waves the accusation away. We have been stretched. A breach was detected, yes, but no data of value was lost. Our board is concerned, Hardin. A drop in our value will be unwelcome at this time. The proxy leans back, its posture dominant. If the reclamation of E1 is contested, then we could be drawn into a compromising legal position. Hardin approaches the proxy. There will be no contest, not from Solheim, who cannot muster a defence, not from Havenage, who will fall into line below me. He crouches in front of the seated figure, eye to eye, and the people of this station, refugees, gangs, spacers, or either opportunists or degenerates. Havenage is no longer strong, no longer united. No one here believes in Erling's vision, nor has the strength to enact it. I sat across from him at the negotiating table. He was forceful, eager, weakened by his ideological convictions, perhaps, but a great man nonetheless. This place no longer deserves to bear his name. The eye is crippled, it cannot survive. It is a ruin filled with squatters and outlaws. They will be lucky if it still spins in 100 cycles. Hard it stands. You will move forward with the reclamation because otherwise you will lose your advantage in the system. Without your advantage you will lose claims on the remaining palladium. Without the palladium your factories will need to go dark. He pauses. Do I need to continue? One moment comes the response from the proxy, and its head drops to its chest. Hardin steps back and paces once more, awaiting the discussion taking place elsewhere in the system. You watch Hardin as he paces, as he considers his future. What goes on within a mind like that in the mind of man who would burn all those around him for a path to some imagined golden end? The proxy lifts its head. We are happy to proceed. We will legally claim the station formerly known as Solheim as salvage within 6 cycles. Havenage is to assist with the transport of the illegal residents to Conway, housing and labour facilities. The proxy judders to its feet. Conway will also claim 70% of the raw output of the reclamation process after losses have been accounted for. Hardin nods. I accept. The proxy reaches out to shake his hand like a marionette, and then the recording loops. You watch it play out a second time, gripped by a horrified fascination. There is a bluntness to the conversation, to its blatant disregard for humans as anything other than objects. Things to be moved, to be used, to be fed into structures crushed, and losses accounted for in the cells of tables, the margins of ledgers. You realise now that you are no different than anyone else on this station in the eyes of the people in that room, and those like them. Each body here can be recast as a piece of property, a tool, an expense, an acceptable loss. In one moment they can be named a citizen, celebrated, protected, and in another the very idea of a citizen can be used against them. This is what it means to live in proximity to a system like this. No longer, not while the eye spins. You gather the recording, pack it into a polygon of purest light. Then you drift down into the service dock like a falling leaf and find the relay. It only takes a second to place that polygon of data, that recording, into the relay system, thing prepared. And then you watch as it bursts out, a web of threads heading out into the black to every network device on the eye. Let them see what power makes of a man. Upgrade point. I got 2. So I got the option to get hard to kill now. Keep 2 dice even when the condition is breaking. Or I will save them up and get 3 and use it to improve one of these. So over here I can now harvest mushrooms. So I'll do one of those. So I've got a club head. For 2 of these I can get a stabilizer when I need one. Right now I've just got the 1 crap dice left. So for tracking, that's gone away. It's deal with killer, gain mainframe access, disable your tracker, thing, enter the greenway, unlock the greenway gate. Not sure how I'd do that. But I want to go and spend this dice. Looking for a 1. So I get that done. I'm going to come back now, out of dice, and I'm going to end the cycle. 44 minutes on the clock. And see you next time.